Proverbs 16:5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. The words proud in heart is the specific sin that God hates. It's a high opinion of yourself, leading to an attitude of superiority over and contempt for others. It's an inordinate self-esteem. Boasting is not the point here. You may keep your pride to yourself, but God sees it and He will judge it. Even if others join in your pride, as it says hand in hand, it has no influence on God. For He knows the real depravity of our hearts, and it would do us well to see ourselves as God does, that we might loathe ourselves so we turn to the Lord for His grace of forgiveness and salvation. The Bible is very open about what God sees in us. This is probably the reason most people don't want to know what it says, because they would be found guilty and they want to keep their sin. Listen to what it tells us in John chapter 3. Verse 18 says, He that believeth on Him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the condemnation, that light is come to the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God. You notice there, evil men love darkness rather than light. They don't want anything to do with the Lord or the light of His Word, because we find that His deeds will be made manifest or be made known. You know, we are as nothing. In Psalm 62:9 it says, Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie, to be laid in the balance. They are altogether lighter than vanity. Isaiah 40:17 says, All nations before Him are as nothing, and they are counted to Him less than vanity and nothing. Even after we've been honest about ourselves and turned to the Lord's grace, we have this strong tendency to return to this pride. And thus He warns us. Romans chapter 12. Interesting, the third verse as we read verses 1, 2, and 3. He says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. Interesting, after He wants us to present our bodies to Him, be conformed to Him, that He speaks of our thoughts of self. In Philippians 2, verse 3 and 4 says, Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. So what needs to be done in our life? Well, the simple answer we can find in James chapter 4, verse 10. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He shall lift you up. 1 Peter 5:6 is very similar. He says, Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time.